Chapter 1, Facebook Intro. A synopsis. When there is constant discussions going on about a particular product of brand, this form of free and unsolicited advertising can be advantageous, more so if the comments are of a positive nature. The basics. For those who already have established brands or products, this kind of information exchange can be invaluable. This would mean that the company or individual is able to address any real concerns about the product or service being avidly discussed and make the necessary changes for the better if need be. Setting up a Facebook marketing page can be relatively easy. Not needing much in terms of time, a page can be up and running within a few hours. There is, however, a few interactive applications that need to be installed in order for the page to take on the form it should. Some time and consideration should be given to the customizing aspect of the whole exercise. This is to ensure the page and information displayed is attractive enough to have the pull it needs to garner interest. When addressing the customizing process, items like highlighting new tabs that offer specific products on sale, which can then be channeled to the individual's company website. Because Facebook is a viral social network, almost anything can be featured on it and thus attract immediate attention. This then is a great way to facilitate features such as product marketing. Launching a Facebook page is one way of reaching out to customer bases, prompting their interest, especially if the mentioned item has a promotion of sorts within a specific space of time. Chapter 2. Why everybody needs Facebook. A synopsis. Being one of the most popular and powerful form of marketing forces in current times, the Facebook is a formidable tool for social media marketing. Why you need it. One of the very obvious advantages is that the style or material being marketed has very little or no control in terms of content. Currently, there are no appointed institutions that provide guidelines on the do's and don'ts of Facebook online or offline business presence. The diverse advertising possibilities with Facebook are endless and worth exploring for any venture into the online and offline business forays. Using Facebook allows the individual to avoid conforming to a set of pre-designed rules that would otherwise have to be followed in any other advertising arena. Here, the advertising platform can be used to target the ads for the business in a variety of ways, which makes it a more powerful style when compared to other more conventional methods. Creating the desired content based on the business featured, and then tabulating it according to various customized tabs would make the experience of scanning the page much more enjoyable and interesting for all who visit the site. These tabs can be featured according to the relevance and categories of the materials in the content, thus engaging the visitor to stay and further view all the information available. Constant redesigning can be done to make the marketing tool more enticing to the visitors. Promotions can also be drawn up to encourage the visitors to spread the word on the individual site, and this will expose the business further to a wider spread of potential customers. Social media marketing should be used as often as possible to feature any and all business forays, as this is one of the best ways of gauging the current sentiments for the business or products featured. Chapter 3. Facebook vs. Google Ads. A synopsis. One is known as the world's most popular social site, while the other is known as the search giant. Both of these are in their own right formidable giants with far-reaching implications, but both with very different platforms and styles, though with the intentions that are fairly similar, if not exact. The difference, many consider Google Ads to be in a very precarious position at the moment, as it fights to retain the lion's share of focused attention and effectiveness. Social network sites seem to offer better targeting, with the likelihood of being more focused on its individual wants and needs being specifically addressed on an open platform. Google Ads, however, depends on the keywords and demographically specific pay-per-click advertising. Facebook users tend to have a more specific knowledge of what the potential visitor is interested in, and thus can address the need or want in the same specific way. In contrast, Google Ads only know of the interest or need an individual may have, and then proceed to recommend the related information to the visitor. This then translates to better advertising opportunities for the social media network like Facebook, which in turn yield better and higher ROI results when compared to the Google Ads network. Recently, Facebook has formed a conditional partnership with Bing, which functions as a default search engine for its users, making it possible for data to be gathered which can be immeasurably leveraged in terms of advertising. Google Ads, though is still more effective, cannot, at this point, provide the personal touch or the psychographic information that reflects the personality, values, attitudes, interest, and lifestyles. In terms of costing, Facebook also comes out looking much better when compared to Google Ads. Being relatively cheap, or in some cases cost-free, Facebook is able to provide the advertising platform for all. This is not so with Google Ads, though its advertising capabilities stretch over innumerable links. Chapter 4. Use the applications. A synopsis. Recently, Facebook is becoming increasingly popular not only as a social site, but also as a tool for business marketing. Exploiting this new platform can and will be beneficial and very possibly increase the ROI when compared to other more established sites. Use what is there. Creating a scenario where there are a lot of visits to the Facebook site is imperative to its success in garnering the business needed to boost ROI. Thus, enlisting the help of friends and family to create this artificial interest could help encourage other curious visitors to the site. Placing a Facebook fan page widget is also another way to increase traffic to the site. This gives the added action element to the website for the visitors, which will also help to generate more interest for the business page. Launching a contest of sorts is also recommended to encourage more visits to the site. Gifts and other incentives can be offered to make the contest more attractive, thus achieving the desired goal of drawing visitors to the site. Making use of the fan page when addressing other blogs or emails can also enhance the interest in the site, as this contributes to the curiosity factor generated. This also allows for the interactive factor to be established, where all parties get to share comments. This makes the site more interesting and open, rather than being only focused on one point of view. Establishing and using an email subscription list will help those who are interested in the individual's website products or services have the opportunity to visit the site through the invitations sent out. This will help to increase the prospective client base. Staying active and relevant on Facebook is also very much encouraged. If there is little or no activity at the site, then there will be no interest generated. Joining forums, contests, or other forms of interactive connections help generate the scenario of staying in the now mindset. Chapter 5. Use-like and viral marketing. A synopsis. 2 distinct systems that can be applied, but with the same intention of garnering interest in a site, is what it is all about. Using both systems to the advantage of the individual's business is what needs to be learnt and understood. Get it moving. Viral marketing typically caters to a smaller per customer base, and thus has the opportunity to reach even customers whose it defines as high chances of liking the product or service being advertised. This will ensure the eventual maximizing of net profits from the possible extra sales garnered. Another advantage of viral marketing is in the use of its consumers themselves as a medium of creating interest on the said service or product. This is very effective indeed, because of the personal, positive experience or flavor this kind of marketing approach can bring. Facebook actively encourages any and all visitors to click on the like button. This can indirectly create and be used as a great marketing tool to enhance and possible business links or services. Constant clicking on the like button also creates further interest from other parties who may be linked to the site through friends or family. Encouraging visitors to click on the like button would require some concentrated efforts in providing information worth browsing. Also, designing the click button to be very visible and attention-grabbing helps to encourage more people to click on the button. Creating other avenues like game links or quizzes encourages those who score well or enjoyed the experience to introduce the site to others. However, in some cases, this does not work as well as getting the backlinks. Other ways of using viral marketing successfully is by enlisting the help of an established site or blogger to feature the individual site or comment positively on it. This may help to encourage the current visitors to the blogger's site to try a visit to the individual site too. Chapter 6. Get your targeted audience. A synopsis. In order for something to be a success, there is a need for serious thought and execution of the intention before any results can be seen or felt. When trying to create a base of interested visitors to an individual site, this same thought process should be applied. Get the right audience. Below are some steps that are recommended to be addressed and then put into practice. Advertising on the internet is one of the fastest and most effective ways of reaching the target audience desired. Promotion is the key to success. This is further cemented by the fact that if no one knows about the individual or his or her products or services, then no matter how exceptional they are, it would be of no use. Establishing a core group of audience by encouraging family and friends to visit the site would also help to garner the interest in the product or service. In enlisting help from these two categories, other interested parties may also be drawn to check out the site based on curiosity or recommendations. Talking to friends and those who the individual thinks might be interested in the product or service, and then encouraging them to help promote the said product or service to even others will eventually garner the interest needed to establish its authenticity. Taking the trouble to seek out those who might be beneficial to the individual site, and then encouraging them participate in the exercise is also encouraged. This would give the targeted audience a sense of value and respect in knowing that their opinions are important to the individual. Taking the time to streamline the product or service to meet the interests or needs of the target audience will ensure that the right friends can be expected to get on board with the project. Chapter 7. How to write to get attention. A synopsis. Using the internet today could be made to be an integral part of any marketing plan. This is because this form of media usage is very widely used both to post information and to read the said information, reaching millions of people all over the world daily, and within seconds is a norm when using this facility. Exceptional opportunities for visibility are available from the various SEOs and also from Facebook and Twitter, to name just a few. Get people noticing. In order to be able to successfully tap into this media-rich arena, one must be able to properly address certain issues. These issues include being able to share quality and relevant content, and at the same time, encouraging or inciting comments. Without this interactive system in place, very little success can be experienced. The general thought is that the more information the individual posts using different styles like notes, status updates, and others will then encourage these to be converted into more viral visibility and free marketing. However, it should be noted here that whatever posted must have the added attraction of being able to garner the necessary feedbacks or comments that would make the two-way exchange viable and strongly encouraged. This should be an area where real income can be generated, though the community and solidity of the information exchange process. The frequency of information posted should also be taken into account, creating a scenario where the visitors become overwhelmed by either the information or its frequency is not wise and can even cause very damaging effects. Thus, posting anything or updating information on a daily basis is more than enough. This way, the visitor gets the chance to disseminate the information comfortably before having new information listed. In Chapter 8, about the secrets, a synopsis, creating a solid presence on Facebook requires a little knowledge on the best applications and styles needed to ensure this is achieved. Though this process can be rather tedious, it is well worth the effort and time it can and will take to get it just right. The mysteries. Everyone is capable of building a fan page, but the trick is to make sure it's the best there is in order to be able to establish and maintain the interest and visitations to the site. However, if the intention is to just build a fan base from the garnered visits, then there is very little else that can be expected, and thus not bring in the revenue expected of desired. Creating a platform where there is a constant level of engagement between parties is one way of ensuring the staying power and income earning from the site. Having creative content, two-way communication, active discussion boards, video and images, fun and casual tones to match the medium are all some areas that are recommended to be seriously considered. Facebook pages and fan pages that have been known to find success are those that frequently, if not exclusively, use the video art form. These videos are among the most commonly shared types of content online, which creates the circumstance for the element of viral exposure. The style and content chosen is recommended to be light and to the point or impactful, and to the point in order to have the potential for vitality. Creating a photo album approach is another very well accepted way to ensure the success of a page. The album could be used to depict the various aspects of a product or service, and also its satisfied consumer base. All this should be done with authenticity. Chapter 9, getting traffic from Facebook. A synopsis, being able to garner as much as possible traffic to one's Facebook page or fan page is very beneficial in so many ways. This traffic flow is absolutely vital to the popularity and staying power of the page. Get people to your site. Some recommendations worth exploring are as listed below. Ensuring there is a simple Facebook Connect system in place is probably one of the most important elements needed to be addressed first. This plugin will ensure there is a wide range of expandability and functionality available at any time, an example of which is WordPress. This plugin functions as an automatic feeder that publishes new posts on the Facebook profile or fan page. The technical attributes of the Quail Press benefits greatly by allowing the posts to be shared by the visitors to the site with their own friends and site visitors. This is then shared further by their visitors with other people. This domino effect will greatly benefit in directing a wider span of originally unknown visitors to the site, thus generating greater traffic. WordBook is another tool that can generate a lot of traffic to the site by simply facilitating the new posts made on the individual's blogs to be tagged and visible in the Facebook wall as well. Thus, the new posts can be viewed by a wider audience, with the desired effect of sending more traffic to the site. Helping to bridge the gap between the Facebook page and the blog spot can be effectively done with the use of a status press widget. This device, once installed, will produce the desired results, and the added traffic element will be optimized. The general idea behind utilizing the various plugins is to ensure optimization of the traffic flow to the sites. Various other avenues will be made accessible and thus further encourage and generate a higher level of traffic. Chapter 10. What to avoid. A synopsis: being able to attract a lot of traffic to one's Facebook page does not necessarily translate to turning these visits into a good revenue earner. The huge amounts of traffic initially visiting the site will eventually dwindle to nothing if the information posted fails in a number of ways. Below are some of the follies to fastidiously avoid. Understand this: creating the circumstances to hard sell right on the main page of the Facebook can end up backfiring if the sales pitch is not undeniably engaging. The first page is the visitor's first exposure to the site, and it must be designed in a way that it does not discourage or cause distaste or distress to the visitor. Most people are generally put off by hard-selling tactics, and there is an extremely fine line between sparking undivided interest and not doing so. Designing an opening page that the individual deems great is not necessarily the sentiment that is going to be shared by those visiting the site. Therefore, it is important to study the current listings to gauge the most popular styles before launching into designing one's own page. Avoid at all cost posting a page that has even the slightest hint of being boring. Another feature to avoid is the me, myself style of information posted. Unless the individual is extremely popular, most people would be interested in his or her life experiences, especially if they are fairly mundane. Most visitors can happily relate to matters that would include them in the equation. Thus, reading information that does not require any interaction on the part of the visitor would soon cause the potential visits to cease or decrease. If, however, the information posted is particularly self-centered, yet at the same time inviting comments, then perhaps interest can be garnered and maintained. Wrapping up, using Facebook to market your product and to get traffic to your site is an awesome tool. This book has given you the information to get started, so get going today.